Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. Welcome back into the channel. Today we're going to be playing another episode of Mass Effect 2. Last episode, we got Grunt to complete his ritual, which severely helped with his symptoms of being angry and ragey, and he called it a blood haze. He had like a blood haze where he wanted to just smash things and break things, and we found out that Krogan complete this very aggressive ritual where they tried to take on Thresher Mall. It's just pure chaos, everything that I thought a Krogan ritual would be. In the very end, we end up killing the guy that was Rex's right-hand man. He didn't think that Grunt deserved to uphold this title, and Rex stood by our side the entire time. Ultimately, Grunt walked away, calling us his battle master. So it was a very heartwarming, uplifting episode, especially after the one prior. We ended back on the ship talking to Dr. Morden and hearing his Scientist Solarian song, which was amazing. And we checked in with Grunt, and he says that he is feeling much better. He still has symptoms of rage and all of that good stuff, but he is a Krogan, and he made it known that he would not hurt anyone unless we are the ones calling the shots. I think that Grunt is doing much better. He's now grown into an amazing Krogan, and I'm really glad that we could complete his ritual. Something that I really enjoyed about last episode and the Krogan ritual was how many options we were given to let Grunt decide his fate. He got to choose to make us his battle master. He got to choose to turn that other guy down who was only trying to use him to make his clan better. So I think today, like I said last time, we're gonna do Tali's loyalty mission, and it's one of the ones that I've been looking forward to because I do love Tali. Tali and Garrus are the main people that I would like to complete the loyalty mission for next, because they have been with us since Mass Effect 1. I think that their loyalty missions take priority over anyone else's that we have just come across. And I think we're ready. We're ready to go help Tali, and I don't want her to wait any longer because she's in a lot of trouble with her people, and there's some sort of stuff going on there where she has been called for treason. If they end up finding her guilty, she could be banished from her flotilla forever. We don't want that for Tali, so we're gonna do everything that we can today to help Tali and figure out what's going on. I have a very strong feeling that it's because of some of the missions that she's carried out before we got back to her, the 2 years that we were not there. She was doing some pretty important stuff, and in the very last mission, the one that we picked her up on, she had lost everyone on her crew except for one person, and that's something really difficult to deal with. I have a strong feeling that it could be tied in with that, and then her just like uprooting to go work for Cerberus. From the eyes of her father or the eyes of people that are working alongside her, it probably looks pretty bad that she lost her entire crew to find data, and now she's working for a company that takes this data to twist it and manipulate it and use it in sometimes questionably ways. I have a feeling that that could be it. I don't really know. I feel like every time I try to figure out a loyalty mission before it happens, I am wildly wrong every time. The game takes me by surprise. I am very excited to get in and head out with Tali, so without further ado, let's go. So before we leave, I just want to take a look at our journal real quick and read this one more time, because I feel like it's been a little bit, a lot of stuff has gone down since we even talked to Tali about the treasonous charges, and I'm wondering, I don't even remember where we have to go for this. The Migrant Fleet's Admiralty Board has charged Tali with treason. She must travel to the flotilla to answer these charges. So travel to the Migrant Fleet. I know it's kind of like selfish, but I'm looking forward to seeing this flotilla. I've been like putting it in my mind. Like I have a very photographic memory, so I'm like picturing how the flotilla was based on how she talked about it in Mass Effect 1, and I'm just excited to see like how it actually looks. It's like when you read your favorite book and they come out with a movie and you're like, I'm excited to see how this is gonna, like, if it's anything like my mind has made up in my head. So travel to the Migrant Fleet's current location in Rahilea, located in the Valhallan Threshold. Okay, Valhallan Threshold, Rahila. Okay, hopefully I remember that. That's a mouthful. right, so I think we gotta go back to the mass relay. Valhalla threshold, there we go. All right, Migrant Fleet. Whoa! That is not like I was expecting it. I was expecting it to be more like cube-shaped. I don't know why, but in my brain, it's just... Wow. A fleet of 50,000 craft holding over 17 million Quarians. The Migrant Fleet is the largest array of spacefaring vessels in the known galaxy. Though Quarians on pilgrimage have visited most settled worlds in the galaxy, few outsiders have ever stepped foot inside the Quarian ships. This is gonna be so cool. All right, so we're definitely bringing Tali. Tali has a new outfit. I like her like OG purple outfit. This one looks really cool. I mean, I guess it does have like a really cool purple visor. All right, let's change it. She can dress nice for her treasonous charges trial. Who else should we bring with us? I don't expect there to be like a ton of combat. At least I'm hoping there isn't going to be like a ton of combat. Who to bring? I think we might bring Miranda. She seems like she would be the least like combative maybe, and she knows the flip side of like Cerberus. So like if they're trying to attack Cerberus, I feel like Miranda would speak up and say something. So let's go ahead and we'll bring Miranda with us. All right, nothing to put in yet. I'm still waiting on the incinerate. Need another point. Oh, it looks so cool.
This is Talizora Vasnima Naraya, requesting permission to dock with the Raya.
Our system has your ship flagged as Cerberus. Verify.
After time adrift among open stars, along tides of light and through shoals of dust, I will return to where I began.
Permission granted. Welcome home, Talizora.
We'd like a security and quarantine team to meet us. Our ship is not clean.
Understood. Approach exterior docking cradle 17.
This is so cool. I can't wait to go inside. I know it's under like bad circumstances, but this is really cool.
Captain Shepard, Talizora told me a lot about you. I wish we could be meeting under more pleasant circumstances.
Commander, not captain. I don't really want to be like rude to him off the bat. I owe Tali a great deal.
Tali helped the Normandy's crew out of many difficult situations. I'm here to return the favor.
I understand. As the commander of the vessel she serves on, your voice carries weight. I wish I could do more to help Tali. The trial requires that I be officially neutral, but I'm here if you need to talk. They're charging you with bringing active Geth into the fleet as part of a secret project.
What?
That's insane. I never brought active Geth aboard. I only sent parts and pieces.
What? You did what? I mean, she would know not to bring active pieces on there. She's known everything. What?
You sent Geth materials back to the Migrant Fleet?
Yes, my father was working on a project. He needed the materials. If I sent back something that was only damaged, not permanently inactive, no, I checked everything. I was careful.
Technically, I'm under orders to place Talizora under arrest pending the hearing. So, Tali, you're confined to this ship until this trial is over.
What the
Thank you,
heck?
Captain.
Preparations got underway as soon as you arrived. The hearing's being held in the Garden Plaza. Good luck.
So it had nothing to do with anything that I had thought that it had to do with. Wow, that's crazy. Oh, we have a codex update. Quarian live ships. Wow, I was not... So she brought Geth material for her dad, who was working on stuff for, like, I guess, against the Geth, to fight the Geth. But they became active? Why aren't we more concerned that there's active Geth amongst the flotilla? These confined ships. This smells strange. Starships, Quarian live ships. I usually skip the ships and vehicles, but I would like to read this one because there's something about like how the Quarians live that really interests me, and I kind of consider this less of like a ship and vehicle codex and more of a lifestyle, like actual places, because they live here. There are a few wide open spaces in Quarian spacecrafts. Live ships are the exception. Each ship is a massive hydroponics facility, growing thousands of tons of genetically modified staple crops under artificial light and in highly enriched soil. The surface of a live ship is studded with docking bays, so as many shuttles as possible can distribute the food throughout the flotilla on a daily basis. When received, the crops are sterilized with radiation, ground up into nutritious paste, and pumped into Quarian suits through feeding tubes. Ugh. In return, waste products that could be used as fertilizer or compost are returned to the live ships through an efficient, if odorous, recycling program. I can't even imagine how smelly that must be, being in like a confined, air pressurized spaceship. Ugh, that probably stinks. Live ships do not hold animals. The Quarians consume a vegan diet, driven not by ethics but by practicality. Captive animals require living space and consume large amounts of water and plant matter. The Quarians cannot afford such an inefficient resource to calorie ratio, to say nothing of a live animal's diseases or allergen potential. True. They're very sensitive to allergies. As a result, when the flotilla arrives in a star system where life is based on the same dextro amino acids that the Quarians consume, pastes based on the animal proteins fetch highly inflated prices. They probably taste better, right? Maybe, I don't know. And the vendors are typically mobbed by Quarians wanting a new taste sensation. The sickness that often follows these binges is treated much the same way as hangovers are in human culture. Painful, but part of the overall experience of excess. It's actually kind of funny. Interesting. All right, so what the heck is going on? We need to go to the Garden Plaza. It's hard to believe that Tali would bring actual Geth aboard. Something else has to be going on here. I'm also wildly confused about how we're not concerned that Geth are they still on one of the ship?
You should speak with Admiral Ra. She's waiting for you up ahead.
Maybe they took care of them already? I don't know.
I can't believe they're charging Tali Zora with such a thing.
Yeah.
If Tali Zora can't even get a Quarian captain to stand for her, she's as good as convicted.
Sounds bad. Alright. I think we're supposed to go in.
Loyalty to the fleet is about more than just killing Geth. Tali Zora is guilty.
This doesn't have anything to do with what she's being convicted of. Shala Ran?
Tali Zora of us, Normandy. I am glad you came. I could delay them only so long.
Auntie Ron! Shepard vas Normandy, this is Admiral Shalaran vas Tonbe. She's a friend of my father's. Wait, Ron, you called me vas Normandy.
I'm afraid I did, Tali. The Admiralty Board moved to have you tried under that name, given your departure from the Nima.
I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense because she does work for us now, but they were quick to move that name. And I'm guessing it's probably not a good thing.
I take it being associated with a human ship is a bad sign.
Yeah.
They stripped me of my ship name. That's as good as declaring me exiled already.
It's not over yet, Tali. You have friends who still know you as Tali Zora vas Nima. Whatever we must call you legally.
She has to be like being thrown under the bus for somebody else's mistake.
You're an admiral. Does that mean you're one of the judges?
I'm afraid not. My history with Tali and her father forced me to recuse myself.
I imagine father had to do the same.
You'll see inside, Tali. For my part, I moderate and ensure that the rules of protocol are followed, but I have no vote in the judgment.
Okay.
I guess we should get started. Does Tali have a defense counselor? Someone who speaks for her side.
Indeed she does, Captain Shepard. She is part of your crew now, recognized by Quarian law. And remember, an accused is always represented by his or her ship's captain.
So me?
So, you would actually speak for my defense?
Oh boy, my stomach hurts, but I'm gonna do the best I can to honor you.
I'll do everything in my power to help you, Tali.
Thank you, Shepard. I could not ask for a better counselor.
Seems bad.
Our legal rules are simple. There are no legal tricks or political loopholes for you to worry about. Present the truth as best you can. It will have to be enough. Now come. I promised that I would not delay you.
Oh boy. I love how like green and like herby it is here. It's pretty cool. They have like grass and everything. Good thing we didn't bring Thane. It would probably be super humid in here. I'm kind of worried about representing her. I don't know the Quarians that well.
This conclave is brought to order. Blessed are the ancestors who kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to reach this season. Kill us alive. The accused Tali Vas Normandy has come with her captain to defend herself against a charge of treason.
Objection! A human has no business at a hearing involving such sensitive military matters.
Then you should not have declared Tali crew of the Normandy, Admiral Chorus. By right as Tali's captain, Shepard must stay.
Boom.
Objection withdrawn.
Shepard Vas Normandy, your crew member Tali Zora stands accused of treason. Will you speak for her?
Oh boy. It's my pleasure.
If it helps Tali, I will. But in her heart, she remains Tali Zora Vas Nima, a proud member of the Migrant Fleet. I regret that her captain is forbidden to stand at her side today.
Nobody has been forbidden from anything. It is a simple...
Lie to them if you must, Zalcoris, but don't lie to me and expect me to stay silent. The human is right.
Admirals, please. Shepard's willingness to represent Tali Zora in this hearing is appreciated. Tali, you're accused of bringing active Geth to the Migrant Fleet. What say you?
She couldn't have done this. There's no way. She knows a lot about the Geth, even not just in the 2 years that she's been working with them and doing the data and everything behind them, but she was even brought on board to our first Normandy where we were dealing with Geth and went on all of these crazy missions, and there's no way she couldn't have done this.
How could Tali have brought Geth to the fleet while serving on the Normandy?
To clarify, Shepard, Tali isn't accused of bringing back entire units. Only parts that could spontaneously reactivate.
Could?
But I would never send active Geth to the fleet.
Is this a
Everything I
hypothetical?
sent was disabled and harmless.
Then explain how Geth seized the lab ship where your father was working.
Oh no. There's no way that could have been her fault.
What are you talking about? What happened?
As far as we can tell, Tali, the Geth have killed everyone on the Alarei. Your father included.
Oh no.
What? Oh, Keela.
Oh no. We need to help.
I appreciate the need for this trial, Admirals. But right now, our first concern must be the safety of the Migrant Fleet. The Normandy stands ready to assist in whatever capacity necessary.
Thank you. Quarian strike teams have attempted to retake the ship, so far without success.
Shepard, we have to take back the Alarei.
The safest course would be to simply destroy the ship. But if you are looking for an honorable death instead of exile...
I'm looking for my father, you bastet!
You intend to retake the Alarei from the Geth? This proposal is extremely dangerous.
We must, for Tali's sake. This is insane. Like I said, what are we doing standing around if Geth are running vampant on one of their ships? This is highly irresponsible. To be holding a trial right now, and they didn't tell her anything about it. This is crazy. There's no way that this could have been Tali's doing. Her pieces, like she said, she made sure she triple checked that they weren't active. And there has to be someone else pulling the strings here and then throwing Tali under. Someone that's looking for Tali's father's job, maybe? We have to, for Tali's sake. We need to figure out what's going on.
With your permission, Admirals, yes. The good of the fleet must come first. And Tali needs to find her father.
Yeah, if you could still be alive.
And if you die on this worthy mission, Tali, we will see that your name is cleared of these charges.
We can discuss that later.
Then it is decided.
Who is that chorus guy?
You will attempt to retake the Alarei. You are hereby given leave to depart the Raya. A shuttle will be waiting at the secondary docking hangar. Be safe, Tali. This hearing will resume upon your return, or upon determination that you have been killed in action.
This is crazy. Miranda looks like she's about to fall asleep. She was like...
Thank you for agreeing to take back the Alarei, Shepard. The Admiral sounds sure that my father is already dead, but... I don't know. We won't know anything until we get there.
Yeah, hopefully he's still alive. This is heinous. I don't understand how they really legitimately believe that Tali could do this. Are you okay?
How are you holding up? They just threw a lot of fire at you, even before telling you about your
Yeah.
father.
I knew this would be bad, but I guess you're never really prepared to be charged with treason. And my father, I don't know. He could still be alive. They don't know for certain that he's dead. I just don't know, Shepard, and I need to find out.
Should we talk to people? Will they even tell us what's going on? I mean, no one was even notifying her that her father could possibly be dead.
Is there anyone here you want to talk to before we go?
We can talk with the Admirals. It might help us to see what their viewpoints are. But I doubt we'll change anyone's mind by talking to them privately.
Okay.
Let's go.
Right. The sooner we get to the Alarei, the sooner we'll know what happened.
Yeah.
Shepard, the secondary docking hangar is through the conclave chamber where you are now. The shuttle they have provided is unarmed.
Understood.
Whatever Geth are on the Alarei have likely built more of themselves. Expect heavy resistance.
An unarmed ship. Why would... Okay. Okay. Someone wants us to fail. Someone wants us to fail. Someone threw Tali under the bus. There's something fishy going on here.
You set me up, Shala. You told Captain Donna not to say anything? I don't hear that my father may be dead until I'm in the trial? Why?
The Admirals needed to hear the shock in your voice, Tali. Otherwise, they might not have let you try to retake the Alarei. That is your best chance at recovering evidence that can exonerate you. I am sorry. We cannot afford sensitivity, Tali.
I mean, if it granted us access to the ship, then fine. But I feel like you definitely went too far. It's her father. And yeah, are Tali's chances that bad that her father's life and the possibility that the Geth could take over multiple parts of the flotilla? Like, is it really that bad?
Are the judges that set on finding her guilty?
Anything involving the Geth is a live wire, Shepard. But there is still hope. Handgirls greatly respects both you and Tali Zora for stopping Saren. Admiral Koresh sees the whole thing as a war crime and wants to convict. I have no idea what Admiral Zen wants. You should get to the Alarei soon. Is there anything else I can tell you?
That's crazy. Yeah, I don't think the Zen person talked at all. It seemed like the middle dude definitely has it out for Tali, for sure. Whereas the guy on the right was sticking up for her a bit. Can you tell me more about the lab ship?
What can you tell us about the Alarei?
Not much, I'm afraid. Real Zora only said that he was researching new defense technology.
He told me only that he needed any Geth parts or pieces I found. I assumed he was testing weapons on Geth components.
We knew nothing until the Alarei sent a distress signal, then went dead. We didn't even know about the Geth until a boarding team was attacked.
So we have no idea.
You're saying there's no data about the inside of the ship?
That's exactly what I am saying. The Marines who survived and escaped saw bodies in the halls. We must assume the worst.
No, we don't.
I know. I hope your father's still alive. What's your relationship?
How long have you known Tali's family?
Since before Riel was an admiral. 25 or 30 years, I'd guess. I was there when Tali was born. Her mother and I had synced up our suits so we could be in the same open-air room.
Aww.
I was sick for a week, but it was worth it.
Wow.
I was the one who took Tali from her mother and put her in the bubble.
Bubble?
She cried so hard.
What kind of bubble?
I don't understand. You put your children in bubbles?
Environmental units. It's a step between relying on the mother's immune system through nursing and getting a suit of one's own.
The bubbles let parents take their children out of the clean rooms safely. We don't wear suits until adolescence.
There's a celebration when a child gets her first suit. It's a coming of age.
Aww. What about Tali's father? I know he worked a ton. In Mass Effect 1, Tali did tell us that she loves her father and her father loves her, and she knows that, but he is a workaholic father. He works a ton and has always worked a ton for his family because he has to.
I'm not hearing much about Rael's involvement in Tali's life.
It's difficult to explain. I shouldn't.
It's all right, Anshala. No secrets between shipmates. I think I told Shepard about my father.
If you say so. Riel was committed to the Quarian cause. That didn't leave him a lot of time for his family.
Yeah.
He wanted to give Tali and her mother the home world, or a strong fleet at least. That was how he showed his love.
Yeah, I remember her saying that too. So, what's the necessary evidence that we need to, find her innocent?
What kind of evidence will carry weight with the admirals?
Tali, you admitted to sending Geth parts to your father for his project.
Yes, but never anything that could have come back online on its own. I took every possible precaution.
Then find records of your shipment and experiments. Something that proves you were careful. Something that proves that this is all just a terrible accident that nobody could have foreseen.
Or it was planted there. Yeah, why? The admirals did seem like they were bickering.
There seemed to be some other arguments going on among the admirals.
You caught that? Yes, the Geth's presence makes this a touchy issue. The Admiralty Board is trying to determine whether to focus on colonial development or attempt to retake the home world.
You're thinking of war? With the Geth?
I am not, Tali, but others are.
It's a bad idea.
I know the Migrant Fleet is formidable, but even you can't take on the Geth.
We grow tired of wandering the stars, Shepard. We want our world back. We have paid enough for our mistake. I'm not giving you my opinion. I'm telling you which way the wind is blowing.
I understand, but you guys are not ready. I don't think that that's a good idea. All right.
We should move on.
Good luck on the Alarei.
Okay, interesting. Who else do we have to talk to over here? Admiral Gorell.
If Tali Zora is stuck with a human captain, at least it's an eloquent one.
That's nice. And then Admiral Chorus, yeah, he's the one that does not want Tali to be free. But Admiral Gorell seems like he...
Tali, I'm glad Admiral Rahn got you leave to hit the Alarei. Hopefully you'll find something that clears your name.
I'm more concerned with finding my father, Admiral.
I wish you luck. Blow up some Geth on the way. And your Captain Shepard? Admiral Hangarel Vasnima. You got Admiral Chorus backing up worse than a Krogan toilet. I'm glad to see Tali's captain knows how to handle a courtroom.
Whatever works. Yeah, so you're on Tali's side. That's what it seems like.
I get the sense you're inclined to believe the defense. I'm glad one of the judges is.
If you were only giving Rail inactive equipment for weapons tests, I've got no problem. We need to test weapons against Geth material. I know you and your father. You put too much of yourselves into this fleet to do anything to jeopardize our safety. And you're both smart enough not to make mistakes like the ones they're saying you made.
What can you tell me about the other? Yeah, what's your history with Rail?
You and Tali's father go back a long ways?
We served together on the gunship Yaska during a bad Batarian raid. We were kids, serving pre-pilgrimage as trainees. Crew of 10, and 6 were dead. Kinetic barriers were down. Rail and I were alone on the bridge, and the Batarians had drawn off a tramp freighter.
What happened?
Did you save the freighter?
Our ship was under orders to hold position, but Rail looked at me and said, "We're underage. They can't charge us for breaking formation." He took the helm, I took weapons, and we brought that freighter back. The crew called us heroes. The brass called us idiots. They slapped medals on our suits, then kicked us off to pilgrimage a bit earlier than usual. That's Rail for you.
Sounds like a leader. What do you know about the other admirals?
Can you tell me about the other admirals? Anything that might help me change their minds about Tali?
The one you didn't recognize, Tali, is Admiral Zen. She's on the fence. She takes fleet safety very seriously. On the other hand, she's always been in favor of studying the Geth. I hope she sees the benefits of Rail's research. Admiral Corris is the same whining suit wetter he always was.
What makes Chorus so bad? I mean, he seems like he is very, short-tempered, I guess.
You disagree with Admiral Corus's policies, I'm guessing. Or is it personal?
The man is a damn Geth apologist. Thinks we were wrong to try to destroy them centuries ago.
What?
He wants us to search for new colony possibilities instead of taking back the home world. Any research on the Geth makes him angry. You don't have much of a chance with him, I'm afraid.
What a crazy person. Why? Strange.
Sounds like we're dealing with more politics than just Tali bringing back equipment.
Yeah.
You noticed that, did you? Tali's father wasn't just running weapons tests on the Geth for fun. He was looking for something to give us an edge when we attacked the Geth in full-scale war.
I know Father wanted to retake the homeworld someday, but are we that close?
I don't know, kid. We almost had the votes. We just need to give people hope for victory.
It's a risky proposition. I mean, hope isn't gonna help you win a war against Geth. You have to be very prepared, and I don't know.
I hope the Quarian people find someplace to live, Admiral. But it sounds like you're playing with fire.
Yeah.
We're too comfortable now, Shepard. We've got the largest fleet in the galaxy and we just ride around doing nothing.
We might need that fleet to help fight the Reapers, Admiral.
Then we need a world to shelter our non-combatants while we do it.
All good points.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarei?
Nothing good. We sent some of our best Marines into that hellhole. Damn few made it back. Whatever Rail was doing, it blew up in his face. The ship is crawling with Geth. Don't go in expecting survivors.
Admiral, my father, your friend, is on that ship.
I know that, Tali. But if Shala hadn't suggested you might volunteer, we'd already have destroyed the Alarei. That's where we stand.
Sounds bad. So, let me get this straight. They want to fight a war against all of the Geth, but they can't handle a simple lab ship getting swarmed by Geth? How do they not see the bigger picture here?
Thanks for the information.
Hang in there, kid.
Thank you, Admiral.
How do they not see? All right, let's go talk to Admiral Chorus.
Judging by your ability to play to a crowd, human, I have done Tali a favor by stripping Vasnima from her name.
Commander Shepard, this is Admiral Zalkoris Vasquibquib. Do not ask about the name.
I take no pleasure in this, Tali, truly. But you have gravely endangered and dishonored our fleet.
He is a real piece of work. What's your dislike for Tali? And yeah, I want to know about your name, actually. Tell me about it.
You have a ship named Quib Quib?
Oh, here we go.
Our people have, during difficult periods, purchased pre-owned vessels from other cultures. And have, on occasion, had difficulty altering the ship's registry information. The citizens of these foreign-named ships have borne the stigma of these names with grace and honor.
Why not leave?
If it bothers you, maybe you should find another ship.
I've occasionally entertained the idea of requesting a transfer. Something with a nice, respectable name, like the Defrons or the Ictomy. But I am proud of the Quib Quib. And I will not flee because of petty insults.
Okay. So what's your dislike for Tali?
What exactly is your problem with my crew member, Admiral?
I respect Tali immensely. Her actions against Saren are to be lauded. But, like her father, she wants nothing but the destruction of the Geth. The people we created. The people we wronged.
The Geth drove us from our homeworld.
Of course they did. We tried to kill them.
You and the other admirals appear to have some disagreements beyond Tali's trial.
You are correct. Tali, I apologize for it being brought into your proceedings. The other admirals are pushing for war. Rael Zora was researching new weapons to use against the Geth. They would see our fleet destroyed in the skies over our homeworld, rather than find a new colony and adapt.
And you favor peace?
Can the Quarians coexist with the Geth
Yeah.
after all your history?
I don't know. We all deserve to find out. They are our children, Shepard. We have all done horrible things to each other, but it has to end. For both groups.
I don't know.
That is why I cannot sanction whatever experiments you helped enable, Tali Zora. I believe this message needs to be sent.
I understand, Admiral. I do not agree with you, but I understand.
Can you tell me more about the lab ship?
Can you tell me anything about the Alarei?
Only that you should have let us destroy it. When we find the evidence of what Tali and her father did there, any hope of convincing the other admirals will die.
I did not bring active Geth to the Alarei, Admiral. I know how dangerous that would be. I only brought pieces.
The captured ship with its crew slaughtered by living beings in pain belies your argument.
No, there had to be something else that went down.
We should move on.
Goodbye, Tali Zora. Be well.
I'm surprised to hear you say that.
I don't hate you, Tali. I just think your father's plans for war were wrong.
Interesting. I want to look at something real quick. I want to look at something about the Geth again. I just wanted to read more about, like, the Geth. Here, this one.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society. The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus Arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
I guess I'm just trying to understand his viewpoint on wanting to be friends with the Geth, and he even made a point, and it says it right here also. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. So once they showed signs, and I remember Tali talking about this in ME1 also, but what were the signs? Were they like aggressive signs, or were they just like evolving signs of like becoming more and more human-like? And what was the reason? I can't really 100% remember the reason for the Quarians wanting to... I thought it was because they were aggressive and they started to want to like take over the Quarians. And then the Quarians like started to kill them off, and they got angry / scared, and they won. They won the war. They didn't want to be wiped out because they had this self-evolution. I'm just trying to look at it from like both standpoints, because I don't really know much about the Geth. I mean, we've been on like Geth missions where they're being like reproduced and they're hanging out, working alongside some of our more sketchy people. So I'm trying to understand why he would want to not have war and try to be peaceful with them when I'm not 100% sure they want that. Like, who is in charge of the Geth right now? Is there like a Geth leader? I don't know. So I'm just trying to understand more about like if he could have a point. As much as he is very snippy and kind of an a-hole, I'm trying to understand where he's coming from. Because peace always sounds better than war, but I'm just not 100% sure. I'm just not sure. So let me go see if I can talk to the Zen Admiral. Vitor?
Tali, Zora, and her father are out of control. This is on their heads.
Oh boy.
Shepard? How did you get onto the Raya?
Shepard is here to help me with my trial.
Oh yes, I heard about that. I hope you didn't really do what they said you did.
No, Vitor. I would never endanger the fleet.
Oh, well, good. So, can I help you with anything? I mean, probably not, but you helped me.
Yeah, how are you feeling? Like, he was really having a mental breakdown the last time that we saw him. Will you speak for Tali?
Tali could use some friends right now. Would you be willing to tell the admirals how she helped you?
No, I mean, yes, but I already did. They came to see me. I didn't want to talk in a crowd.
Vitor is doing well, but he isn't ready for a public speech just yet.
I talked to them. So did that soldier, Cal Rieger. We both told them about how you helped us. I hope it helped.
I'm sure it did, Vitor. Thank you.
Do you have any more information?
Do you remember anything else about the Collectors? Anything at all?
Nothing new. I'm sorry. Every time I go back to that place in my mind, I
Vitor, come back. It's okay.
I want to help, but I can't. I didn't see anything, and what I remember...
Don't worry, Vitor. We're going to find the things that did this, and we're going to kill them.
Good. Thank you.
I hope you feel better.
Take care of yourself, Vitor. Not many could have gone through what you did and come out sane.
Yeah.
I know. I didn't. But thank you, Commander. It's only because of your help that I've come this far.
I'm glad that he's still doing, like, okay. He's very, like, you can tell he's very, like, jumpy and not really handling his anxiety well, but he's here, and he still respects Tali. Alright, here's Admiral Zen.
Tali, Zora, given the circumstances, are you certain that speaking to me is appropriate?
I'm looking for information about the Alarei. I don't intend to bribe you in the middle of the plaza, Admiral.
Pleasure to meet you, Commander Shepard. We owe you a debt of gratitude for your actions against the Geth.
You owe Tali also. She was alongside me that entire time.
Tali was with me. Saren and the Geth would have destroyed us all without her help.
Your political machinations are transparent, Commander. They are also unnecessary. If you and your father were actually experimenting on active Geth subjects, then you are simply idiots. No reason to waste resources on a trial. If not, then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Again, no trial is needed to determine that.
Okay. Then this was a tragic accident in the pursuit of a higher cause. Yes, it was. It was, I don't know if accident was the right word, because I think that I believe Tali when she says that she double checked making sure that the pieces of the Geth were not active. I believe her 100%. I don't think that she would have made a mistake. I mean, we are all mistake prone, but I don't believe that she would have done that. Yeah, what is your lack of interest in this trial? You seem super dismissive.
If you're not interested in this trial, why not recuse yourself?
And let that aging warship Hangerel and the cowardly Zalcorus be the ones to chart this course? I think not. The broader purpose underlying the trial is too important. Tali Zora is only peripherally related. No offense intended.
And what is the true purpose of this trial, Admiral?
To determine whether Quarians should fear their past mistakes or reclaim their glory using our natural affinity for artificial intelligence.
There is so much politics being played in Tali's case that it's actually incredible that no one is thinking twice about this right now. It's really, really unfair to Tali that they are sweeping her in with all of these other politics that have been going on here. It's mind-blowing that this is happening.
So the only reason you care about this is because Rael might have learned something valuable from the Geth.
Indeed. If he has, then even in this accident we may find something worthwhile.
You want to create new AIs?
No, Tali Zora. I wish to return the Geth to the control of their rightful masters, the Quarian race.
You're insane.
Because that worked out so well the first time. What are these people on? Has something leaked into the air here? Like, what is happening?
Sounds like your ideas about synthetics are in the minority.
Yes, at least on the Admiralty board, Hangerel sees an enemy that must be crushed. Zalcorus would run away and hide on some new colony world. Alarei is still undecided. I had thought Rael to be firmly in Han's camp, but if his experiments were on active Geth, perhaps we have ideas in common.
How does this change things?
If we don't find Rael alive on the Alarei, what do you think will happen?
The power balance will be disrupted. Han loses a vote for his foolish and self-destructive war. That would favor peace then, as Alarei is too careful to risk her own neck. But if the Admiral replacing Rael agrees with me, things could become very exciting.
If the Admiral replacing Rael agrees with me...
You support experiments on living creatures.
Rael should have felt no more guilt experimenting on Geth than I did while performing surgery on a childhood toy.
The fact that you performed surgery on your childhood toys explains a great deal, Admiral.
A ship travels faster than I can. With the right programming, it can choose locations, even defend itself when attacked. But it is just a machine. It was built for the sole purpose of serving its master, and it can be dismantled whenever its master desires.
This is all super wild, very mind-bendy. I'm at a loss for words at this point. I need to figure out what's going on that ship.
Can you tell me anything about the Alarei?
Little. We detected several communication signatures before the Geth jammed the comm systems. Given the likely networked intelligence requirements for taking over a ship, expect between 10 and 50 units.
Then this can't have anything to do with me. I only sent parts and pieces, and certainly not enough to make that many Geth.
Yeah, there's no way.
Thank you for the information.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Hey, it's Cal!
Call Rieger.
Shepard, Tali Zora. Good to see you both. Wish you were under better circumstances.
What did they get from our readings?
Damnedest things, just like they said. No way the sun on Haystrom should have been acting that way.
So that dark energy theory is right. That's troubling.
Can't really comment on that, ma'am. I just shoot things.
How is your health?
How have you been, Rieger? You took kind of a beating on Haystrom.
Physical damage wasn't bad. I was down for about a week with infection, though. Figure I got off easy. I don't have to face those admirals.
Fighting seems risky for you.
With your immune systems, it couldn't be easy for Quarians to fight a war. You'd lose more people to infection than injury.
Yeah.
We can't afford a frontline attack, that's for sure. Have to fight smart. Ideally from orbit.
We do have stockpiles of antibiotics. It's not as though everyone would die from a single shot.
No, Shepard's right. You've only seen our strike ops, Tali. Don't have all the fancy equipment in a frontline fight. Supplies get strained. Things get ugly, fast.
You said that your mission had something to do with dark energy?
Right. Remember the damn sun on Haestrom? Shorted out everything. Way too much radiation? The sun's getting old. Only it's not. Dark energy. It's reducing the mass of the star's interior. Techs are worried.
Did the Geth do this?
Do you think the Geth are responsible for what's happening to Haestrom's son?
Keela, I hope not. They can screw up a star. Our chances in war are even worse than I thought.
I don't think this is the Geth. It would take massive time and resources to affect a star like this deliberately. It's too inefficient to be a weapon, and even the Geth wouldn't destroy a useful star system. Besides, they didn't show up until we did.
Yeah, hope you're right, man. Synthetic bastards are bad enough as it is.
So, is this a big problem?
What does that dark energy buildup mean? Is it something we should worry about?
Sorry, Shepard, I don't know what it means. Just that it has the scientists worried.
Hopefully it's isolated, some rare phenomenon. If dark energy can destabilize solar material. Probably not something to worry about now. But resources in this galaxy are scarce enough without stars suddenly going dead.
Some days I think flying around in the fleet without a planet of our own is the right idea.
Interesting.
What are you doing aboard the Raya? It sounds like you gave your report to the Admiralty already.
Well, I stayed to argue the charges against Tali Zora.
Aw.
I've served with her, and she deserves better than what she's getting.
Thanks, Cal.
Just stating facts, ma'am.
Can you help somehow?
Have you had any luck talking to the Admiralty board?
Admiral Ron asked my opinion about the Geth since I'd fought on Haestrom. She and Admiral Gerrel are hoping you'll kill a bunch of Geth to get the crowd on your side, then find evidence to clear your name. They were hesitant, but, well, you didn't have many other options, ma'am. I recommended getting you onto the Alarei. I hope you can handle it.
You did the right thing. Thank you.
That's awesome.
We should get going.
Good luck on the Alarei. Stay safe out there.
Alright. I'm glad that he's doing well, too. Okay. Well,
The human can work a crowd, I'll admit that much.
we should go try to get aboard now. Which way do we have to go? Over here. Go see what's going on over there in our unarmed ship that we're about to.
Retake the Alarei, Tali Zora can.
I can't believe they gave us like an unarmed ship though. I feel like that's kind of a slap in the face. Man, so many politics at play, so much other stuff besides just Tali putting Geth materials aboard. Like, it's just, there's so much going on here. It's definitely not fair to Tali what's happening right now, but hopefully we can clear up some of the air
Shepard spoke well to the Admirals.
when we get on this ship and see what's actually going down.
Hearing Tali Zora's first thought is to protect the fleet.
Yeah, because she's a good person.
Tali Zora Vasnima. Oh, sorry. I mean Vas Normandy.
No offense taken. The change in name was not my choice.
Per Admiral Rand's orders, the shuttle is prepared for you and Captain Shepard Vas Normandy.
Do you know what's over there?
Can you tell us anything about what we'll find on the Alarei?
I'm afraid I don't know much. Not many Marines made it back from the initial assault. They talked about massive waves of Geth, though. More than there should have been.
There shouldn't have been any at all.
Right. I mean that they're afraid the Geth are building or repairing more of themselves from materials on the Alarei.
Interesting. Okay.
Let's head to the Alarei.
Of course. I'll unlock the shuttle now. Good luck with those Geth, Tali Zora.
I don't really understand how there could be so many. How there's so many Geth just like getting created from nothing. Where are they coming from? Super strange. Alright, retake the Alarei. Find evidence to clear Tali's name. Here goes nothing. Command your very own battle drone? What? That's kind of cool. Alright, let's put that in 5. We're gonna put her body slam here. Turn synthetic enemies against their own allies. Okay. And I think we're gonna do... Effective against armor and biotic barriers. Massive energy blast. Okay, we'll do that there. I'm gonna take this off since I normally always just like put it on my gun. I'm gonna take this one out and put some cryo on it. And move her warp up to 7. Okay. All right, here goes nothing.
Hostile spotted.
So many of them.
Shepard, back off! Hostile obstacle countermeasures. Nice! Found up! We've got close targets faster than fatigue of us pods.
Alright, let me take out this gun real quick. Okay, switch back to this one. I'm gonna need to get some more ammo soon.
On the floor!
Alright, let's move up, try to get some ammo. Hopefully that's the last wave. Got some creds. Aquarium log.
Something's slowing down the systems. We're taking down the firewalls to rebalance load distribution. Railzora ordered us to bypass standard safeties. Following security protocols will take too long.
Okay. So they noticed something was wrong. Her father had them shut things down. Okay. Nice, some power cells. Okay. What is that? Repair drone?
This is one of the storage units I sent to Father. Looks like parts from a disabled repair drone, plus a reflex algorithm that I didn't recognize. I got this on Haystrom.
Why did you do this one?
What made a part worth sending back to your father?
It had to be in working order, something that could be analyzed and integrated into other technology. Anything new had priority. Technology the Geth had developed themselves, signs of modification, clues to their thinking.
Interesting.
How did you get these things to your father?
Sometimes I left packages at secured drops in civilized areas. Someone on pilgrimage would see that it was shipped home. For very valuable finds, I'd signal home and Father would send a small ship.
Wow.
Haystrom was a war zone. How did you salvage gear in the middle of all that?
These suits have more pockets than you'd think. Quarians have learned how to salvage whatever we can, whenever we can. Within reason. We're not Vorcha, but we repair what most people would throw away. Hundreds of the ships in our fleet were salvaged wrecks, either found dead in space or purchased for next to nothing.
So she put that entire thing in her suit. Does any of that help?
Does that salvaged gear give you a clue as to what happened here?
No, I don't know. Shepard, I checked everything I sent here. I passed up great find because they might be too dangerous, prone to uncontrolled reactivation or self-repair. I don't know which possibility is worse. That I got sloppy and sent something dangerous, or that Father actually did all this.
You think your father did it? I mean, if he was studying live Geth, maybe he had someone else bring it aboard. That could be a possibility. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not the case. Like in desperation to want to stop the Geth.
Who's running the system diagnostic? I didn't authorize... Oh, Keela. How many Geth are networked?
All of them. Rail Zora.
Shut it down! Shut everything down! They're in the system!
What the heck? Alright, was there a way to go over here? No, just this way. Alright. Let's see what this is. A monitor? Need more time. Okay. Whew. I didn't think I was gonna make that one.
I'll take it.
Oh my god, that was so loud. Geth shield strength. Let's go. That's a good upgrade. That's all that's in here.
Trouble ahead.
Oh. Where? Oh, okay. Wow! I don't know why it just zoomed in like that. That was crazy.
There we go.
Is there more? It's just that one dude. Okay, credits. Tons of credits. There's nothing else over here. Another Quarian log. Wall bypass. Nice, more credits.
We locked down navigation. Weapons are offline. Our mistake won't endanger the fleet. They're burning through the door. I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. Mommy loves you very much.
Oh, that's so sad. Jeez. She said something interesting. I don't want to watch this again, but...
Weapons are offline. Our mistake won't
yeah, our mistake won't endanger the fleet.
I don't have much time. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Jonah, if you get this, be strong for Daddy. Mommy loves you very much.
It's so sad.
Oh, trouble.
All right.
Let's just toughen them up.
I've got it.
Obstacle countermeasure. Obstacle countermeasure.
I'm out of bullets.
Down the road. Obstacle countermeasures.
All right, gotta go pick up some ammo. That was crazy. It's hard for me to shoot in like rooms like this because I'm an infiltrator and like I get so overwhelmed so fast. All right, get over here. Did it already pick that up? I think it did. All right, nothing else in here. There's some like meds over here. I think I already got those. All right, let me switch back to this gun. Okay.
This console might have something. Most of the data is corrupted, but a few bits are left. They were performing experiments on Geth systems, looking for new ways to overcome Geth resistance to reprogramming.
What do you think? What do you think of this?
Do you think testing weapons on the Geth was right?
It's not testing weapons on prisoners, Shepard. I only sent Father parts. Even if he assembled them, they wouldn't be sapient. You saw what Saren and Sovereign did with the Geth. Any research that gives us an advantage is important.
Were you aware of all of this, though?
Do you know what kind of tests your father was running?
No, Father just told me to send back any Geth technology I could find that wasn't a direct danger to the fleet. I suspected he might be testing weapons, but I thought he was just working on new ways to bypass shields or armor.
Man, I really hope that it's not true about her father testing on actual Geth. I thought that... Oh, man. I hope it's not true. Anything useful?
Could any of that data clear your name?
Doubtful. This is mostly results data, effects of different disruptive hacking techniques. I don't understand all of it. But they may have been activating the Geth deliberately. I don't know. Nothing here says specifically, but if they were, then Father was doing something terrible. What was all this, Father? You promised you'd build me a house on the homeworld. Was this going to bring us back home?
Oh no. It's kind of like... I mean, it kind of feels like maybe it was her father and like bringing the Geth back to test on the Geth. That's awful. It's a bad idea. What's a bad idea? Let's go, or that's a worthy promise? I mean, it is a worthy promise, but to what extent?
Maybe it's time for your people to let go of reclaiming your world from the Geth.
You have no idea what it's like. You have a planet to go back to. My home is one hull breach away from extinction.
It's still a home, though. Like, you guys have made it work for this long. It's still a home.
You've got a place here, Tali. Don't throw it away in a war you don't need.
Don't need? Shepard, if I don't wear a helmet in my own home, I die. A single kiss could put me in the hospital. Every time you touch a flower with bare fingers, inhale its fragrance without air filters, you're doing something I can't. Damn the pilgrimage. Without it, I might never have known what I was missing, what we had lost when we lost our homeworld.
I understand it. I understand it all. I mean, even if they, I guess when they do get the home back from the Geth, they'll be able to live there normally and not be in such a space bubble, but yeah, go find another world that you guys can live on that's safe for you. There's a whole planet there's a whole galaxy out there. Like, I'm just...
Have the Quarians considered colonizing a new world?
We'd have enough difficulty reacclimating to our own native environment. Adjusting for exposure to a foreign colony would be even harder. It's the difference between 60 years and 600. For anyone alive now to watch a sunset without a mask, we must take back our home. At the very least, we can take back one ship. Come on.
60 years versus 600, but you'd be working towards something that is more viable. Like, right now, they can't even handle a ship being taken over by the Geth. Could you imagine an entire world, an entire colony? They wouldn't make it. I think they're not looking at the bigger picture here. It's honorable that they want their home back. It's honorable that they want to fight the Geth and get everything back to normal. But at the same time, like, they can't even handle this. I just feel like it's a really bad idea. I would go for the 600 years on another planet. And yes, people now wouldn't be able to take their mask off and look at a sunset, but you wouldn't be able to do that if you died to the Geth either, fighting some war that you can't handle. Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard.
Nothing's faster than double pause. Fall and die!
crazy. These Geth swarms are pretty intense. Woo, my contacts are sticky. All right. There's a laptop over here. I'm just gonna reload all of my guns here for a second. More creds. Quarian log.
First entry. Our hacking attempts failed. The Geth have an adaptive consciousness. Hack one process and the others autocorrect. Still, we're making progress. Rael Zora is convinced we'll have a viable system in less than a year. This weapon will put our people back on the homeworld, and it's all because of Rael Zora.
But at what cost? Oh no, oh no.
No. You always had a plan. Masked life signs or an onboard medical stasis program maybe. You wouldn't. They're wrong. You wouldn't just die like this. You wouldn't leave me.
Hey, come here.
Oh my gosh.
Damn it. I'm sorry.
You got nothing to be sorry about.
Maybe he would have known I'd come. Maybe he left a message.
Tali, if you are listening, then I am dead. The Geth have gone active. I don't have much time. The main hub will be on the bridge. You'll need to destroy it to stop their VI processes from forming new neural links. Make sure Hangerel and Darozen see the data. They must.
Thanks, Dad.
The Geth cut him off. How should we handle the body? He did what he could.
He knew you'd come for him. He was trying to help you. It's not perfect. It's not what you wanted. But it's the best he could do.
I don't know what's worse. Thinking he never really cared, or thinking that he did, and that this was the only way he could show it. It doesn't matter. One way or the other, I cared. And I'm here. And we're ending this.
Oh, it's so sad. I'm so sorry, Tali. Gosh, what a messy situation. We have to stop them now. Like, for sure, we've got to stop them. Alright, so they're just like standing in the middle there. I think I'm gonna use my big chonkers and go invisible and just shoot it in here. Alright. Let me switch back to this gun.
I'm hacking that one.
Nice. Okay. It wasn't that bad. I feel so bad for Tali.
This console is linked to the main hub Father mentioned. Disabling it shut down any Geth we missed. It looks like some of the recordings remained intact. They'll tell us how this happened, what Father did.
Be okay?
You sound like you don't really want to hear it.
No. We have to. I know. This is terrible, Shepard. I don't want to know that he was part of this.
Do we have enough parts to bring more online?
Yes, the new shipment from your daughter will let us add 2 more Geth to the network.
We're nearing a breakthrough on systemic viral attacks. inform the Admiralty Board, just to be safe.
No. We're too close. I promised to build my daughter a house on the home world. I'm not going to sit and wait while the politicians argue.
We'd have an easier time of it if Tali Zora could send back more working material.
Absolutely not. I don't want Tali exposed to any political blowback. Leave Tali out of this. Assemble a new Geth with what we have. Bypass security protocols if need be.
Oh, man. He wanted to keep his promise.
It sounds like he was doing this for you.
I never wanted this, Shepard. Keela, I never wanted this. Everything here is his fault.
Yeah.
I tried to pretend it didn't point to him, but this... When this comes up in the trial, they'll... We can't tell them. Not the admirals, not anyone.
But you're gonna be the one to take the fall for him. We need to use this.
Tali, without this evidence, you're looking at exile.
You think I don't know that? You think I want to live knowing that I can never see the fleet again? But I can't go back into that room and say that my father was the worst war criminal in our people's history. I cannot.
I don't want to say your father is dead because it's super heartless. But I don't want her to like be exiled from her fleet and take the fall of her father and be looked at as the worst
Rael Zora doesn't need you to worry about him anymore. You heard him say he didn't want you to be caught in the politics.
It's true.
You don't understand, Shepard. They would strike his name from the manifest of every ship he ever served on. He would be worse than an exile. He'd be a traitor to our people, held up for children as a monster in a cautionary tale. I can't let all the good he did be destroyed for this, Shepard.
He did it to himself. This is really hard.
We're not gonna decide anything here. Let's see what the admirals say once we get back.
You're my captain in this hearing, Shepard. It's your decision. But please, don't destroy what my father was. Come on.
Jeez.
If we wait too long, they'll decide we're already dead, and none of this will matter.
I don't know what to do. I don't think that Tali should take the fall for her father, but I also don't want to disobey Tali's wishes of wanting to uphold her father's role in everything that he's done here.
There has been no word. There is no reason to think Tali Zora survived.
She's literally standing.
Sounds like the hearing is already underway.
We must trust Shepard's offer of assistance. It's only been a few hours.
The Quarian Marines lasted less than 5 minutes, Admiral. Call it.
A pity Shepard Vast Normandy is a better speaker than a soldier. I recommend posthumously exiling Tali Zora.
What? It was agreed that Tali Zora would not be convicted if she were killed in action.
It was suggested and final no agreement.
This is crazy.
I call for an immediate vote.
This is nuts.
Very well. Is the Admiralty Board prepared to render judgment?
Yeah, look who it is.
Sorry we're late.
We took back the ship. You could have waited. Yeah, you could have waited. You should pardon Tali.
Tali Zora Vast Normandy saved the Alarei. I hope this proves her loyalty to the Quarian people.
Her loyalty was never in doubt, only her judgment.
Perhaps Tali Zora can offer something to encourage more trust in her judgment.
Did you find anything on the Alarei that could clarify what happened there?
Shepard, please.
Does Captain Shepard have any new evidence to submit to this hearing?
Oh, jeez. I don't need evidence. We have no evidence. Rally the crowd. Yes, there is evidence. I shouldn't need evidence. We survived. We did all that we could. We don't know what happened.
Tali helped me defeat Saren and the Geth at the Citadel. That should be all the evidence you need.
I fail to see what relevance.
You're not really interested in Tali, are you? This trial isn't about her. It's about the Geth.
This hearing has nothing to do with the Geth.
You want people to sympathize with them. Hangarel wants to go to war. None of you care about Tali. She knows more about the Geth than any other Quarian alive. You should be listening to her, not putting her on trial. Tali Zora saved the Citadel. She saved the Alarei. She showed the galaxy the value of the Quarian people. I can't think of stronger evidence than that.
Are the admirals prepared to render the judgment?
It was a very good speech. It gave me goosebumps.
Tali Zora, in light of your history of service, we do not find sufficient evidence to convict. You are cleared of all charges. Commander Shepard, please accept these gifts in appreciation for you taking the time to represent one of our people.
Good luck in the war. Don't go to war. Don't go to war.
If you appreciate me, then listen. The Reapers are coming. I'm going to need your help to stop them. Please don't throw away your lives against the Geth.
Thank you, Commander Shepard. I hope this board carefully considers your advice.
This hearing is concluded. Go in peace, Tali Zora Vas Normandy. Kila Salai.
Oh my goodness, the
I
politics.
can't believe you pulled that off. What you said. I've never had anyone speak like that on my behalf. Thank you for being there for my father and me. Even when... Thank you.
I didn't do this for Rael. Honestly, I would have probably given them the information. I did this for you.
Tali, about what your father said. What he did. You deserved better.
I got better, Shepard. I got you.
We can still go back in and get you exiled if you want.
Thanks. But I'm fine with things like this. It's fun watching you shout.
Let's go home.
Come on, Tali Zora Vas Normandy. Let's get back to our ship.
Thank you, Captain.
This might be useful.
Wow. That was insane. I want to go around and talk to everyone before we leave in case there's anything else to say to anyone here.
The admirals thought they were humbling you by forcing you to represent her, Shepard. I'm glad they were wrong. You didn't mention survivors. Did you find real Tali? I am sure he would have left you a message if he'd had time.
He didn't care about Tali. I don't think that's true. I think he had a weird way of caring. And he was doing something super questionable to justify his care for Tali. I'm just gonna say yes.
We found Rael's body. He left a message for Tali.
I can only imagine how horrible this is for you, child. But at least you got to hear your father tell you he loved you.
Yes. Thank you, Admiral.
Good luck on your mission. No matter how dark it gets, the fleet is always with you. Kila Salai.
You called us on the carpet out there, Shepard, and you were right. Thank you. Tali shouldn't have been involved in that argument.
No.
Tell me, though, honestly, what did you find over there? You spoke well, but I know a feint when I see it.
You don't want to know? This was Rael's fault. Your call, Tali. I want Tali to speak for herself.
Tali, is there anything the Admiral should know?
We found a lot of dead bodies, Admiral. Including my father's, that's all. Whatever research they were doing was destroyed.
I'll take your word for it, Tali. Not that I have much choice. Fight well, and fly safe, kid. Your father would be proud of you.
What a thing to carry. Tali's gonna have to carry that for the rest of her life. What a big thing to carry.
Very impressive, Shepard. Thank you for your help on the Alarei. And thank you for helping Rael Zora's daughter. You stood for her when we failed. We were wrong to let our own concerns about the war overshadow Tali's trial.
I should be going, keep pushing for peace. I think they should keep pushing for peace. I'm not 100% sure what goes on behind the Geth. I kind of want to look back at like some of my ME1 videos of us like talking about the Geth, because I feel like Tali explained it and I'm like blanking on it. If you guys want to leave it in the comments below on what actually went down with the Geth, I thought it was that they became self-aware and the Quarians got scared and they decided to start knocking back on the Geth, so like destroying Geth basically, and the Geth found out and that created a war. So if they didn't start destroying the Geth, they might not be so combative. But that doesn't answer for why they're working alongside some sketchy people now and trying to like I don't know. I'm very confused about the Geth situation. I do think that if they could push for peace and coincide with one another, they should definitely do it. I'm just not sure why they started to get scared of the Geth to begin with, other than that they started to become more aware. Which obviously when AI becomes aware and they're in a full body, it's a little bit different than like an ED being aware. I'm gonna say keep pushing for peace, because if peace is possible between them and the Geth, they should do it, because then they wouldn't have to keep fighting this fight. They would be able to go home. They would be able to coexist with the Geth, and that would be the best case scenario.
The galaxy needs more people saying what you're saying, Admiral. Good luck.
Thank you, Commander.
Yeah. At first I thought he was a real like a-hole, but I see where he's coming from. That's why I decided to pull up the codex and listen back about the Geth, because I have had those feelings also. Every time that we've gone on a Geth mission or things have happened or whatnot, it's just kind of it's very unfortunate what happened between the Quarians and the Geth, and I don't think that they should keep living this way, especially if they're not combative. And it was just like they got scared that their numbers were going to be wiped out, and that's why they started fighting against them.
Killing synthetics. Glad that on our side.
Very impressive speech, Commander Shepard. But tell me truly, did you recover any of Rael Zora's research on the Alarei?
Nothing that will help you, Admiral.
Pity. Oh well. Whatever is created can be recreated. In any event, I am pleased that our talk regarding the war conundrum allowed you to help Tali. Her exile would have been unfortunate.
Oh, you're glad that you could use Tali for your politics?
You should abandon your plans, Admiral. They're only going to make the situation worse.
We shall see, Commander. Many things are impossible until they are done.
Okay. I don't really like Admiral Zen. What an intense mission. Tali Zora has been cleared of all charges, and her trust in Shepard ensures her loyalty on the mission. Political ramifications of Quarian war efforts against Geth are troubling. Likely to need Quarian forces against Reapers. Cannot risk additional instability. Yeah, I think if they go to war with the Geth, they're not going to be able to handle it. I mean, look at what happened in the science lab. They weren't even able to take back one of their ships against, what, like 1/10 of the amount of Geth that they would be fighting to get their entire planet back. It's insane. It's absolutely insane that they think they're in a good position to take on the Geth without losing a majority of their population, and probably losing again. I think it's very irresponsible, very silly to think that they could actually do that. All right.
Commander, you've received a new message at your private terminal. How may I help you, Commander?
Is there anything I should know?
You have unread messages at your private terminal. Anything else, Commander?
Nope.
That'll be all.
Good luck out there, Shepard.
All right, let's go ahead and spend these points. We can finally get 3 and incinerate, which is super good. So let's go ahead and do that. I learned today how awesome cryo ammo is. I know I haven't really touched it that much in this playthrough, but I think I might start upgrading cryo ammo and using it more often for sure. I had no idea how awesome it is. An important request. Mr. Ganock, from Mr. Ganock Ejhal, Esquire. Dear Sir or Madam, having consulted with my colleagues at the Citadel, I have privilege to request for your assistance to transfer a large quantity of Prothean technology uncovered at Ilos. Believing these materials to be a hazardous danger, they were locked in quarantine. Even though the tests revealed that the fear were groundless, the quarantine remains in effect until one can pay for a permit to request a reclassification from the Cultural Ministry. Knowing of your interest in Prothean technology, I would be happy to deliver most of it to your hands, keeping less than half for myself. As a Batarian, I cannot engage in council official activities, but if you transfer 20k credits to me, this exchange can be made in your name. Is this a scam? Enabling both of us to have happy profits from this happy accident. What? Prothean technology. A large quantity of Prothean technology. Please reply urgently with your credit transfer account information. This is a scam, right? I feel like that's a scam. Why would I give him my information? That seems like a scam, right? From Shaman Erdnot. Damn, I hate these things, but you need to hear this. It's from the Shaman. You're part of Grunt's Krant, and you're his leader, so keep him alive. Here, I have to stay polite. Play the role. But our people are dying. Krogan have always valued survival over tradition. If we're going to survive as a people, we need your vat-grown Grunt. Okir was a madman, but he was a madman with a plan, and that's more than most have on this ball of rock. So bring him back from your damn mission. My people need him, and if you all get killed, I'll piss on your graves. Okay. Okay. A little aggressive, but all right. I don't think Joker will have anything new to say, but I'm gonna go see if he does. He's probably gonna tell me about the fracturing his thumb on the mute again. I'm thinking we've already talked to him about Tali, and he definitely has talked about Miranda, I believe.
I'm glad that mess is over for Tali, Commander. Some of those Quarians. I guess living your whole life aboard a ship can really mess with your priorities.
Yeah.
Not that I would know. I'll just burn myself. Great.
I assume everything's going well up here?
Good for now. Fractured my thumb on the mute, but I think I made my point.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last, I would never say anything against Miranda, and expect to survive the reprisal. Well, I always liked Tali, so let's just move on. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
Okay. So let's go see. We can go talk to Morden, Miranda, and Grunt, and Tali, and see if they have anything new to say for us. Since we have completed their loyalty missions so far, I've been having a ton of fun with the loyalty missions. They've been amazing.
Shepard, how can I help?
Have you got a minute to talk?
Actually, wanted to talk. Medical matters. Aware that mission is dangerous. Different species react differently to stress. Aware you come by a great deal. Have had other species become attracted to me before. Awkward. not interested.
Wait, what? Aware you come by a great deal. Wait, does he think you get hit on? Have had other species become attracted to me before? Awkward, not interested. Thanks anyway, I'm not interested. You get hit on?
You've had members of other species make a pass at you?
Constantly. Very awkward. Skin tone apparently attractive by Turian standards. Subset of Krogan sexual deviants enjoy Solarian flexibility. More cartilage and skeletal structure. Asari offers intriguing, actually. Wonder why. Trans-species pheromones unlikely to work. Must be neurochemical.
You're joking with me.
Wait a minute, Morden. You're just yanking me around, aren't you?
Shocking suggestion. Doctor-patient confidentiality, a sacred trust. Would never dream of mockery. Enjoy yourself while possible, Shepard. We'll be here studying cell reproduction. Much simpler, less alcohol and mood music required.
Okay. What the heck was that? Anyways, moving on. That is... what? I am befuddled by that conversation right now. What the heck was that? Anyways. Alright, so nothing new from Miranda. I'm not really surprised about that one. So let's go down to engineering and talk to Tali. See how she's holding up with everything. Let's go take a peek in at our favorite engineers.
So, Gabby, what do you think of our new Quarian boss?
Hush, she's right over there.
Ah, she can't hear us with her head in that bucket. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful bucket. The whole suit is lovely, quite snug in all the right places.
Tali chimed in on that one. You know I can hear you.
Keela, I'm sorry I dragged you into Quarian politics. All that infighting, seeing what my father did. You were the only one there for me, Shepard. The only cover I had against that storm. Thank you.
Their politics shift?
I imagine they're trying to fill your father's spot on the Admiralty Board. What will that do to the balance of power?
I have no idea. Being exiled might have made it easier. A few people are suggesting me as a candidate. Replacing an admiral takes time, though. You may not have noticed, but Quarians like to debate.
I definitely noticed. Was that a normal trial? Is it always like that?
Are Quarian politics always like that?
No. Sometimes it can actually get unpleasant. We're a very social people, Shepard. We have to be, to make up for being stuck in these suits. And part of that means getting involved in each other's business.
You deserved better.
The whole trial was insulting. You should have had time to mourn your father.
Yeah.
I don't think life is about what you deserve. But my father would be honored that I chose to mourn him by blowing up a lot of Geth. I should get back to work. But thanks for checking on me.
Well, that's a really good quote. I don't think life is about all that you deserve. That's a really deep quote. And has really good points. Life is about much more than that. And you can't expect to always get what you want. You can't always get what you want. You can't always get what you want because it's not what you... Yeah, wow. That just like blew my mind a little bit. All right, let's go see what Grunt has to say. He's always like over there in his steamy room, just like, I don't know. It just looks so weird. Can you see into Zaid's room? No. It just looks like this chonkers over here, just steaming it up.
Shepard.
Just checking in. How are you doing?
The hold is too open. Not enough cover. Armor is limited. Warlord Granth would target here to scatter heavy cargo, then focus on engines. That's what tank imprints show about human ships anyway. It's how I learned from the tank. Old pictures where memory is. Like holding a book for a child. Just remember this picture after picture. No help with finding a reason to care.
Any other imprints?
What other human info is floating around in there?
Less than a finger deep to sever your spine. You're soft. Solarians, Asari, all soft. Quarians, not so much. Turians. You have to work the blade, I guess. Don't see much point to it, though. Much point. Never mind.
My gosh. You have no reaction?
Something must move you. You're as genetically Krogan as you can get.
I see suffering, the dead, and I think weak. I'm supposed to be strong. My guts were grown from thousands more worthy. The dead were weak. If they were strong, I wouldn't be needed. I don't know why Okeer started teaching. When he turned on the tank the first time, I screamed. Weak, pitiful.
And yet you became strong.
So you started small, but you became what you are. Not everyone gets that chance.
I'm built for strength, but didn't earn it. I just am. Those dead were strong enough to try, even if they lost. The perfect Krogan, ignoring what made me. No strength in that. I'll take another look at what happened to the Krogan. Find a reason to care about it.
Take another look at the Krogan. We have a ship added to our collection, the one at the bottom right. It's getting full now. I feel like there's spot for one more. There's like one little tiny little pig. So I'm guessing we have room for one more. Maybe something else could go on that top shelf too. I don't know. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me in another episode. I'm so glad that we could finish Tali's mission for her. I was not expecting it to be so political. I feel like it was wildly unfair for Tali to get wrapped up in everything that just happened, but coming back and talking to her, it kind of makes sense because she said that Quarians are very social people. They have to be because they're stuck in their suit, and that involves everyone being in everybody's business. So different opinions and different political matters, especially when it comes to Tali because of who her father is and who she is tied into. I mean, look, 2 people on the board weren't able to speak in her trial today because they are admirals or political people. So that speaks volumes of how tied into politics that Tali is, even if she doesn't want to be, or even if it's not fair for her to be. It makes sense that politics were drug into her case and her trial and everything else, but it was very unfair. It's really upsetting about what her father was doing, and I didn't want it to go down that way. I never thought that her father could be involved. I mean, even going into the mission, I was thinking that it was the one guy that was like pro-peace, and then I pulled up the codex and I started to think more about Geth and what they came from and why they are the way that they are, and it started to kind of like click for me there. Like, I know that something else deeper, darker is going on here, but I didn't really know who to point the finger at. I wanted to point it at the guy who changed Tali's name back to Normandy because that felt super snarky. It just felt very wrong. But coming back after the mission and seeing his point kind of opened my eyes a bit. I do think that if they were able to somehow form a treaty with the Geth or somehow gain back control of the Geth, if they were able to do that and form peace somehow, I feel like that would be the best option for them. Not only would they be able to go home, they would be able to coexist, they would be able to stop worrying so much about the Geth. I feel like right now the Geth are so combative because they know that the Quarians are out there that want to eradicate them. Kind of similar to the Krogan. Very similar to the Krogan, where if you were able to save them and they were able to form a treaty with everybody else, would that change their tune? Would they become less aggressive? I mean, Rex is an outlier. Rex is an outlier through and through. He's the one who's trying behind the scenes to turn the clans around because they know that he knows that they shouldn't be living this way. It's just crazy to kind of see the game throw out the Geth are big and bad and stuff like that. But if you take a big step back, you can kind of see that maybe they're this way because it's a reaction to something that happened to them. Once again, a super amazing loyalty mission that has left my mind feeling super fried and super all over the place, but I'm just glad that we were able to clear Tali's name. She can still go back to the flotilla if she wants to. It's super unfortunate about her father and everything that happened with him, but we kept his secrets for her, and hopefully that helps prove our loyalty to her, because she is super loyal to us. And if she wants me to keep my mouth shut about her father because she loves him and she doesn't want the worst for him, she doesn't want his name to be tainted black, I totally get it. I do. But it's hard to keep that information to yourself, and it has to be even harder for Tali. For next episode, we will be completing Garrus's mission and hanging out back on Omega, I think is where his next target is at. So we're going to be helping Garrus and completing his loyalty mission. I can't wait to see what goes down with that. These loyalty missions have been extremely wild and awesome. So I hope you guys are looking forward to the next episode as much as I am. I hope to see you guys there. Bye everyone.